An unusual occurrence happened at 1114 Fountain Drive in Atlanta, Georgia in 1987. Some say it was supernatural, others say it was paranormal, and yet others say it was a hoax. Only thing we know is that we don't know. 1114 Fountain Drive was a residence to Willie and Minnie Winston. They had lived in their home for 22 years. Minnie was 77 and was a loving wife and main caretaker for Willie Winston. Willie was 79 and was on dialysis, which caused him to be in a weakened state. Due to this weakened state, Willie was in bed for a lot of the time. On this foggy night in 1987, Minnie decided to take a bath while Willie rested in his bed. Before getting in the tub, Minnie made sure that all the doors had been locked and that the door alarm was set. As she relaxed in her bathtub, Minnie did not notice anything unusual. She did not notice any unusual sounds or see anything out of the ordinary. But once she had exited the tub, her life was about to change. As she set foot outside her tub, Minnie noticed a red puddle. It was an unusual substance and seemed to resemble blood. The red puddle seemed to bubble from the tile floor. Minnie suddenly worried that maybe something had happened to her husband and quickly ran towards his room. What she saw next was a scene out of a horror movie. In the hallway, there was blood splattered all along the wall. There were quarter-sized puddles of blood on the floor. There was blood all over the carpet. Suddenly, out of nowhere, blood gushed from the wooden floor as if someone had cut an artery. This blood spray from the house's severed artery continued to cover the hallway and the walls in a disturbing manner. Minnie got to her husband's room and saw that he was still awake. In a panic, she told her husband to come and see all the blood in the hallway and the bathroom. Willie walked to the hallway with Minnie, and what he saw can only be described as a lake of blood. Not knowing what to do, Minnie called the police. For lack of a better word, the phone call to the police must have been weird. Think about what Minnie must have told the police. I have just gotten out of my tub and there's blood everywhere. There was also blood gushing from my floor. Also, me and my husband are not hurt. Also, the doors were locked and are still locked, and we are the only ones here. That 911 operator must have thought this was a prank call. Well, when the police arrived, they asked Minnie and Willie if either were hurt, and they of course said no. They were then asked if anyone else was in the home, and they responded again with no. The police also inspected Willie's dialysis machine to see if it had malfunctioned and caused the blood to spill, but the machine was in good working order. While the police were on scene, the property managers of 1114 Fountain Drive were called. They inspected the pipes and saw that they were intact, though the property managers did notice more areas where the blood had pooled. The police continued to question the Winstons to see if their stories would change. This did irritate Minnie because she knew what she saw, and what she saw was a bleeding house. Willie backed up his wife and told the police that his wife knows what she saw. While the police continued to investigate, a lab technician was brought in to analyze the red substance. The sample was taken to the lab, and the results showed that the substance was indeed human blood. Also, it was type O blood. Willie and Minnie were both type A. This unusual situation soon became infamous in Atlanta, Georgia. People wanted to know what happened in the blood house of Atlanta. On September 10th, 1987, the Atlanta police held a press conference in which they acknowledged that there was copious blood found inside the home that was neither Minnie's nor Willie's. The police also said they did not have an answer as to where the blood came from. A Detective Cartwright told a reporter that he had been on the force for 10 years and had never seen anything like that. People kept coming to the home to gawk and take pictures. This began to take its toll on Minnie and Willie. As stated previously, they were both in their late 70s and did not want the hassle of people calling at all hours to talk and ask questions about the home or to have strangers lurking outside. It reached the level that Minnie would frequently yell at gawkers and say, "There's no blood in this house. Now get out of here." As the blood house became more popular, the leads the Atlanta Police Department had began to grow cold. The police admitted that there was no real crime that was committed at the blood house, and thus they had to place the resources and manpower into other cases. Thus the police slowly stopped investigating the blood house case. As time went on, theories of what actually happened began to spring up. There were theories that this was a paranormal or supernatural occurrence, but there was also a theory that this was a hoax. There are two prominent hoax theories. The first is that Willie and Minnie did this as a way to get the attention of their children. The theory is that Willie had access to blood through dialysis, and by creating this situation, it would have the Winston children pay more attention to their parents. This theory is sad, but I don't agree with it. First, getting blood from a dialysis center is not easy. And second, Willie and Minnie were not doing this for the attention. If they wanted their children to visit more often, there would be other sensible ways to go about that. The second theory is that one of the Winston daughters did this because she wanted her parents to be declared incompetent for financial reasons. The daughter worked in a hospital and thus had access to blood. There are problems with this theory as well. First, remember the doors were locked and the alarm was on, so how did she get in? Second, how did she get blood in the bathroom while her mom was in the bathroom taking a bath? And third, and most importantly, how would painting the inside of the house in blood, something that is clearly visible, lead to the Winstons being declared incompetent? Will we ever know what happened that foggy night in 1987 at 1114 Fountain Drive? I don't know, but what we know is the Winstons continued to live in their home and this never happened again. But on that one night in 1987, 1114 Fountain Drive became the Blood House of Atlanta. Thank you for watching, and please listen to my podcast. It's called Geekers Creepers, and it's where we talk about the geeky side of life and the creepy side of life. It's usually a little more lighthearted, and it is available on most streaming services. So thank you again for your time, and until next time, I wish you all the best in life, love, and gaming.